Snip, snip, bye, mother sucker. This year I planted a lot of tomatoes because in the fall I plan on canning most of them. But for now, in this video, we're going to talk about pruning, cleaning up your tomatoes, and how the tomatoes grow in the garden, especially if they're indeterminate. Let's go. What's going on, my plant people? I'm the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy, and we're going to talk all things tomatoes today. Now I'm assuming that you have your plants outdoors, and after all this rain that we've been having over here in PA, it is time to prune. These suckers grow like crazy because I'm growing indeterminate tomatoes. When we're talking determinate tomatoes, that is technically the plant is predetermined. There's only going to be a set amount of tomatoes that you're going to get out of it. It's only going to get a but so high. That is a predetermined tomato. It's like they either genetically modified it or they did something to it. Whereas indeterminate tomatoes, they act like vines. Basically, tomatoes are technically like vines. They can spread out like crazy. So indeterminates will do just that. They will vine out, they will spread. I gotta go around and prune my tomatoes, so I'm gonna show you everything there is about pruning, and this is what I do. Now with every tomato plant, you know how you have one main stem, right? Now technically what a sucker is a vine or an offshoot of the tomato plant. Being that this vines, it kind of like gives off offshoots, just like pumpkins or squashes, being that they vine like that, tomatoes do the same thing, indeterminate ones. When you buy tomato plants from the store, chances are you'll find little suckers as your plant grows, but you probably won't get that many. However, if you have indeterminate tomatoes, like let's say you grow your own tomatoes from seed, you are gonna get a shit ton of suckers, and you gotta pull those off. This right here is the main stem. You see it, you know what I'm talking about. I have let this sucker grow too long, which is why get it? I let this sucker grow too long. That's for in between the leaf and the stem, you're gonna get a sucker. If you let your suckers continue to grow, what they do is they kind of take away nutrients from your main stem. If you have so many leaves, it's not going to concentrate enough on the tomatoes. Nutrients, the fertilizer, whatever food you give your tomato plants is going to be dispersed and diluted throughout the tons of shoots that you have. So if you get rid of the suckers, then you can concentrate those nutrients onto what you have, one main stem. This one right here is just one plant. This has way too many leaves, and as you can see, it looks like I have 3, but it's only one plant. This is because them suckers continue to grow and turn into another vining offshoot. And this is what I don't need. I mean, technically you could if you wanted to keep them cool, but again, not what I need for the space, and I don't need it sucking up all of my nutrients. You see right here, there is only one stem, one main stem, and it is this fatty that's sitting right there. Okay, all of these other things are offshoots. Okay, notice that this looks like another plant by itself. This is a sucker. Don't need that. All right, right here, what does this look like? It looks like a regular stem, and it goes up, and it's its own freaking tomato plant. This is a sucker. I don't need it. Not to mention all these extra leaves around it. I don't need that. Mind you, you can use a pair of shears, you can use scissors. I have them, but of course I don't have them with me right now. So you can pinch them off. This right here is a little, oh, there it is. I just pulled it off. Now as you see, look at this. This looks like a straight tomato plant in itself. I don't need it. This is what a sucker looks like when it grows up. This is so funny sounding. Moving up the plant, what do we see here? Woof, another sucker. Now normally you would get leaves down here. However, I've been taking them off because I don't need all this extra foliage down here. Kind of like harbors a bunch of bugs, and I don't need it. See how this is just a regular leaf? Okay, but notice the color is looking all jacked up and whatnot. It needs nutrients, but I don't need this stem. I don't need this leaf. So I'm just gonna break it off, and there you go. That's it. You want leaves, okay? Don't be taking off all your leaves. You need a good percentage of leaves, but you don't need them for the base. I found it. This is just me. Let me know down in the comments below do you take off your bottom leaves? But I find that it reduces the amount of bugs that I have up in here. And again, I'm concentrating all the nutrients to the tomatoes and to the upper foliage up here. That's good for the base. I'm just taking off now all the dead or yellow leaves. I don't need these because they take away from the nutrients. Oh snap, look at this crap. You see that? That's a sucker, okay? That is a freaking, that's a sucker. All right, this is the main stem. You have your leaf, and right in between the stem and the leaf is a sucker. Now this is small enough where you can come and pinch it off. That is the easiest because you won't need no scissors, no shears, or nothing. That sucker gotta go because then it'll turn into one of these big bad boys. Okay, moving onward. Again, look at that. What is this big offshoot? I'm only supposed to have one main stem. What is this? What the heck is in between this? You cut right in between that and you get that mother sucker. All right. Whew, now we're looking like we have one stem tomato again. How about that? Oof. And here we go. Now we can see the actual tomato plant again instead of it looking like a freaking forest. Clear everything away. Clear everything away. This is just what I like to do. This is just me. As it grows, this will be vined right through this metal cattle panel. I'm only really familiar with indeterminates and them acting like a vine. Now look at this. Look at those roots. I don't know if you can see it. If you don't stake your tomato plants and you leave them on the ground, they will start to develop roots. They'll get really bumpy and they will grab a hold onto this just like a vine and then keep floating around. I'm just taking off all of the yellow leaves. I don't need them anymore. Once they go yellow, they serve no purpose. They need to go. They're only just going to be sucking up more nutrients when you don't need it to be. Okay? Get rid of them. Get rid of them. This is just telling me that I need nutrients big time. This could be early signs of blight. However, this is again another reason why I'm pruning this tomato plant. These are the three that we pruned right here. It looks way better. I mean, yeah, of course it's looking a little straggly, but it'll pep up. No, honestly, the freaking suckers, bro. Are you kidding me? Now, I'm just going to weave. Oh, I just broke that. Whoopsie. I just weaved this in. So now I have, look at that. Oh, that worked out. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got a lot of information out of just pruning and looking at your tomatoes. You can learn a lot just by observation, aka mindfulness. I know that damn mindfulness again, I'm always talking about it, but you looking at your tomato plants or any other plant for that matter, just to observe it, make sure that there's no problems with it, there's no bug infestations, you're looking at it, you're taking note of what's going on, you're practicing mindfulness. Now, if we can apply mindfulness from tomato plants into everyday things and aspects of our life, now wouldn't that be easy? Maybe I wouldn't need therapy. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that you're really enjoying my videos. And if you want to see more content like this on gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy, then consider subscribing. I drop a video every week and then some in between. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm on Facebook every day. I share a lot of funny memes and a lot of ins and outs and side projects. On that note, happy planting. Until the next episode, peace and love. Bye. Game of Thrones fans? Game of Thrones fans, anyone? Oh my gosh, I was so upset when they stopped the series. Oh my God.